This week Google announced Gemini CLI. That's a tool that makes you to work with the Gemini 2.5 through your terminal. It is going to be compete against Claude CLI, and we're gonna compare them and see that what people are talking about it and what are the capabilities that this Gemini CLI has and how we can integrate it in our workflow. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Welcome everyone to our channel, AI Fun Fact for All. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Pedram. I have a PhD in computer science, and in this channel we talk about AI and machine learning and how we can use it in order to improve our efficiency. This tool that's it's not very quite new concept. It was before from Claude CLI, but now we have a Gemini CLI. They also have the code editor that you can integrate with. But basically it has two options. You can basically call it in the interactive mode, which basically you can communicate and chat, or you can basically call it with Gemini-y-p, or basically when you are going to ask one-up prompts. So this is a tool that can actually help with coding, and we know that, like, for example, so many people are working with Cursor. Google actually has its code, and we see that yes, Google has Gemini Code Assist. That's where they actually it's basically also a clone of the basically VS Code, original VS Code, and then you can basically pretty much do the working and chatting with your code and accessing your workspace there. Enables you to work and connect to the Gemini through your command line, and then we're gonna see that how is it different. So it will help you to access to different tooling. It help you access to different MCPs, for example, connect to your other application that you have, such as, for example, Gmail, Notion, and so on. We're gonna cover a bit of them, but before that, the most important part for this is that it is free of use. So people actually have different thoughts about it on different platform. People say that even though that it's mentioned that up to a certain request is actually free, but most of the time in a real world application when you're working, you hit the limit. So it has 60 model requests per minute, and then it has 1k model requests per day. This seems to be a lot, but as I said, like people have tried it, and then based on like how the thinking mode is done, this can pretty much feel very fast. So you can think of, like, for example, doing a whole end-to-end just in the free mode. So let's take a look at the features specifically for this Gemini CLI. The first is the Google search, which basically you can search the internet through your command line. Not sure how useful is it, but basically it is usability. Then you can extend the capability by adding different MCPs. This is definitely very helpful, and also you have the customizable prompt and instruction. So we'll go over it shortly and see that how you can basically change the different basically preferences and memories. And finally, you can automate tasks with the existing workflow. So we will definitely go over them. Basically, other people with this MCP protocol were able to actually create a 30-minute video of a cat that basically it was first connected to the image generation and then VO2 to actually create that all within the Gemini CLI. So this MCP capability can actually enhance your capability by a large margin. Three questions in here. The first one is that I'm gonna say that, okay, search and tell me what's the weather like in San Francisco, and then it will basically call the Google search tool, and then it will provide me the results. So for some people it might be very useful. The other thing is that I can basically do the Control T to basically access the different MCP server. Right now it only have context 7, which is basically allow me to go over different libraries and documents of most software packages. So you can specifically mention it to use context 7. So if you want to use a MCP, it's better to call that server for better integration, and then you can say that, okay, how to basically write a Node.js project. So then what it will do is actually go over the library, and then it will provide you the response that you need. The other capability is that you can actually look through different file folders. That you need to put the @ in the beginning, and then it will give you the list of the file, and then for example you can just say what does it say. So very simple question, but you get the idea that how you can access different files. So these were the 3 different applications or ways that you can actually use this Gemini CLI. So now let's head a start into see how we can actually install it. There are basically 2 ways to use the Gemini CLI. The first one is the one that usually more people are using. For that you need the Node.js, and then it will be installed globally for you. The other approach is that it is for developers. Since this is an open source project, you can actually clone the Git and then run it through the Git itself completely locally, and then you can also change and edit the files. And then after that you can just click Gemini, which basically bring up this shell, interactive shell, which basically I just showed you can actually access different components. But since I have already been using it, it might be a little bit different for me. For you it's probably gonna be look like this. So it's gonna ask you that select your authentication method. So we have the login with Google, Gemini API, and Vertex AI. So if you want to use the free capabilities that it has, you need to do it Google, the basically GitHub clone, and then update the .env.test and change it to .env. I'm not going to show you the inside of it, but basically you just need to write the Gemini API key equals, and then put your the Gemini API there, and then when it's done, then you come back to this interactive shell, and then you type / any sort of command within the Gemini CLI. It starts with / and it show you the list of the command that is available, and then you can choose for example about to see that what is the version that you have, and then you can also choose the basically authentication and choose the API for that to use the API. There is the other option that you can see. For example, you can change it to different theme for your shell, or you can basically go ahead and set the external editor preferences. So basically, what is your editor that you are using? I'm gonna say, for example, I'm using Cursor or Windsurf or whatever, and then based on that, any changes that you make are going to be compatible with that editor that you have selected. The other thing is basically the tools, which give you access to all of the off-the-shelf available tools. So if these are the tools like reading, save memory, Google search, and so on, these are readily available for you. But if you want to integrate it to some personal basically applications such as your Notion, Gemini, or so on, that's where you need to go to the MCP and set up the MCP server to connect to those capability and work on behalf of yourself. Finally, let's actually do a very quick demo in here. So for that, I'm gonna say create me a web app that is image editor and has a lot of different basically features. So we all know that creating an app from ground up is a lot easier than updating one. Since it was a short video, I'm not gonna go over into how to update the code, but there are different opinions about this. Some people in Hacker News mentioned that since Gemini has longer tokens, like 1 million, it is better than Claude. Some others mentioned that in a specific use cases, Claude actually got the result a lot faster compared to Gemini. Gemini like is stuck between using the pro version and the light version, and like go inside a loop and didn't provide the result at the end. So for that, definitely feel free to search it on your own project and let me know in the comment what was your experience and how you feel that which one was better. And there you have it, guys. We went over Gemini CLI. We talk about the different capabilities that it has, and then how we can use it in order to integrate in our current workflow and connect it with our code editor. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, more importantly subscribe to the channel so you see more videos. Thanks for sticking around until now. For those who are interested in learning more about MCP and API, make sure to watch this video that I created to compare how you can define one and what's the difference between them, or you can watch this video that I talk about the VO3 or the video generation for those who wants to basically create new video. Thanks for watching and see you until the next one.